This is Enrich for the women who dare to build something richer on their own terms. I'm your host, Rena. Once upon a time, I posted every single day for 3 months straight. Reels, carousel stories, all of it, you name it. I was basically a full-time content machine with a laptop and some very confident opinions about trending audios. But at the end of those 3 months, I had more followers, but guess what? Way less revenue than when I started. And that's not cool at all. Let me tell you what I figured out in that stretch, because it might save you 3 months of posting and an embarrassing number of trending sounds in your Instagram library. I'm Rena Sabra, global marketing strategist, consumer behavior scientist, and based on that 3-month stretch, a recovering overposter. This is Enrich, the show for women building a rich life and a rich business without giving up either one. This month, we're talking strategy. And I want to start with the advice every single business owner has heard about 400 times. Post more, show up more. The algorithm rewards consistency, they say, as if the algorithm has ever once texted any of us back. So grab your coffee. This one might change how you think about content for good, or at least make you feel better about all of those drafts sitting unfinished in your notes app right now. And if I were to guess where you are right now, because I think I know you pretty well, you have a content calendar, maybe even a whole system for it. You know you're supposed to post a certain number of times a week on certain days with certain formats, and you actually do it. You show up. You're not lazy. You're consistent, and you're doing the thing everyone tells business owners to do. But the numbers, they're not moving the way they are supposed to. More followers? Maybe. Likes? Sometimes. But actual paying clients, the ones who slide into your inbox ready to work with you? Not really. Not in the proportion to the hours you're putting in. So you post more because that's the only move everyone ever told you to make. And here is how we're going to change all of that. Because here's what those 3 months actually felt like for me underneath all of the numbers. It felt like running on a treadmill someone else set the speed for. I was not choosing what to make. I was filling a slot. Monday needed a post. Wednesday needed a reel. And the actual thinking, the strategy, the part that I love so much, the part of my brain that used to ask, why would someone buy this, got replaced by what will fill today's square. And the worst part was not the wasted time. It was what it did to my confidence. Because when you post constantly and it does not convert, you start to wonder if the problem is you. Is it my voice? Is it my offer? Is it my face on camera? You go looking for what is wrong with you instead of what is wrong with the strategy and the system. It was never me. It was the entire premise of wanting to post more. Before I tell you what actually changed things, one practical note. If you are in the posting more cycle right now, and you're not sure whether the gap is visibility, positioning, conversion, or retention, that is exactly what the Marketing Clarity Audit tells you. It's 10 questions, 5 to 10 minutes at renasabra.com/quiz. Most business owners are working hard on the wrong gap in their business. And this audit tells you which one is actually yours. So back to posting every day. I know the fear underneath all of this posting because I lived it. I had the fear that if I stop, everything stops, that the algorithm will forget that I existed. And underneath all of that, there's even a quieter fear that maybe you are just not good at this part, that other people seem to post effortlessly and convert easily, and you are just working 5 times as hard for a fraction of the result. What we actually need is way simpler than a content calendar. You need to make one thing that says the truth about what you do and have the right person recognize themselves in it and reach out to you. You don't want volume. You don't want to become an influencer and go viral. You want your ideal client to feel understood. And those are very different goals. And one of them requires you to use trending audios, different editing styles, so that you would go viral quicker and faster. and the other one asks you to understand what exactly is going on in the mind of your ideal client when they are deciding to buy your product or service. So here's what changed everything for me, and it came from a very simple question. I finally asked myself after 3 months of posting, not what should I post today, but instead, how does someone actually decide to buy from a business owner like me? The question has an answer, and it has nothing to do with platforms, has nothing to do whether I'm posting at 2 p.m. on TikTok or at 1 a.m. on Instagram. Because when a person decides to buy from you, they go in that order. 1, they trust you. 2nd, they feel that you understand their specific problem. And 3rd, they decide that the price you're asking for is fair. That is the order of whether she found you on Instagram, at a conference, or through a friend. The order is always the same. It's trust, you have a solution for their specific problem, and the price for that is fair. The channel is just the delivery truck. The decision is what actually matters, and it happens the same way no matter which app or which platform it's happening on. Most marketing advice out there starts with the channel. Post more, have more ads, create more funnels, do this on this platform, do that type of editing on the other platform. But marketing needs to be built around how humans actually decide to buy. Because you're not selling to a machine, you're selling to another human, to another social creature. So, how does your ideal client decide? What do they need to see before they trust you? And what makes the price feel obvious once she gets there? This is what you need to put out there on the social media platforms, in your email, in your presentations, everywhere they get in touch with you. Because then every piece of content is built to match that decision process instead of just filling a calendar square. This is the whole shift. It's simple, but it makes a huge difference. Everyone else teaches you to be louder, while I build the reason you get to be chosen. So, a lot of the times, we believe that the fix for low conversion is more output. So you start making more, and it still does not convert. So you make even more. And this is what we call the volume trap. And it does not work because posting more only helps if the real problem is that people have not seen you yet. And that is true for some business owners who are just starting out. But if you have been visible for a while, if people already know you exist, and it is still not converting, that's not the problem anymore. The problem is that what they saw did not answer the one question actually running through their head. Not what do you do, but it's always, is this for me? Specifically for me, does this solve my problem in the situation I am right now? More content does not answer that question. It's just more noise at a higher volume. It does not fix the gap. It repeats it louder, more often, at a greater cost to you and no one else. So here's what actually changed for me after those 3 months. I stopped asking, what should I post? And I started asking, what does my ideal client need to know before she trusts me enough to reach out? Because sometimes such piece of content a week is way better than posting every single day. And it converts at a completely different rate because it's built around your ideal client's decision process and not around a content calendar template that you downloaded from someone. And that is really the entire idea behind everything I teach, because it's always built around how a real person actually decides, not around what an algorithm rewards this month. So no more trending audios. I still use them, but this is not the strategy. So before this episode ends, here's the one thing I want you to do. Look back at your last 5 posts. For each one, ask yourself one honest question. Was I filling a calendar slot, or was I answering a real question in my client's mind. You don't have to change your whole calendar today. Just notice the pattern. That noticing is where the shift is going to start. Trust me on that. If you have been posting and wondering what is wrong with you, I want you to hear this clearly. Nothing is wrong with you. You are following advice built for a different problem than the one you actually have. You want clients. You don't want to become an influencer. You don't need to be louder. You need to be understood. And that is completely different and much lighter way to build a business. You already have the depth. You already have the knowledge and the expertise and the story. We just need your ideal client to see that as a solution for her existing problem right now. If you want to know where the gap is in your strategy, the Marketing Clarity Audit is a free tool at renasabra.com/quiz. 10 questions. It's going to take 5 to 10 minutes, and you walk away with a real diagnosis instead of one more thing to post. Hint, I will be sending you an email after you take that quiz on how to fill up that gap. So this episode was about building marketing around how people actually decide, not around what a content calendar template demands. You don't need more content. You need content built around how your ideal client actually decides. So tonight, go back to your notes app and delete what does not answer those questions. This is not being lazy. This is using an actual growth strategy. You don't want to miss next week's episode because we will be talking about how your ideal client is actually deciding to work with you. And that does not happen on the sales call.